plus 16x. That's going to be our polynomial, okay? All right, we are nearing the end, folks. So now what we need to do is sketch a graph of the polynomial that satisfies the given conditions. So here, what we're gonna look at is, first of all, the powers. So because the power is even, that means they're in the same direction. And because the coefficient is positive, it means it's going to open up and up, like it's going to go up and up. Because it's a power 4, it's not actually a parabola, but I just mean it's going to start and end pointing upward because it's positive. So here it says f of x equals x to the 4th minus 2x squared plus 1. So what we would do is we'd kind of treat this as if it was a regular second degree polynomial. And if it was like this, x squared minus 2x plus 1, we would know that these would factor to x minus 1, x minus 1. The difference here is that we have a power of 4. So here what we did is half of 2 is 1 and 1. So what we have now is we have a power of 4. So what we're going to do is go half of 4 is 2 and 2, okay? So those are our factors. So what we can actually do is I'm going to really write this out and not skip to saying that there's multiplicity without you understanding it. So f of x is equal to, this is a difference of 2 squares. So we can change that to x plus 1, x minus 1, because if you FOIL that, you get back here. These two numbers add to 0 and they multiply to negative 1. This one, same thing, x plus 1, x minus 1. So if you solve, what you end up with is here x equals negative 1, here x equals 1, x equals negative 1, x equals 1. So really what we would say is x equals 1 and negative 1, both with multiplicity 2. Okay, these are your zeros and they both have multiplicity of 2. So those would be our 4 solutions. So what we do is we go to negative 1 and 1, those are our zeros, and we have to be pointed upward and pointed upward, and it has to cross technically 4 times. So we can't do this because that's not like that's a parabola. That would be a power of 2. What we have to do is more like this. I know it's not beautiful, but it's close. Okay, so it's going to be wobbly like that because it's a 4th power, 4th degree polynomial. All right, and then this one, when we look at this, we've got odd. O means opposite. Then we have a positive. So when we look back, this is why I would recommend putting this on a note card because I forget to. When it's odd and it's positive, we start down and we end up. Start down, end up. So it's going to look like this, kind of. And we're also going to have 3 solutions. So when we factor this, we're going to have f of x equals x cubed minus 3x squared. What we can pull out is an x squared from both. So we've got x minus 3 left. This is technically x times x minus 3. So what we know is that for this one, x equals 0, x equals 0, and x equals 3. So our solutions are 0 and 3, and 0 has, maybe this is how you probably write it on your test, you guys. You'd go 0, 3, just put an arrow and say multiplicity 2, so that we know. Okay? So what you're going to end up with is a point here at 0. That's one of your bounces. It's going to kind of bounce there. And then 3, it's just going to pass through. So we need to start down, end up. It's got to bounce here, and pass through there. So we're going to go like this. Again, we know it ends this way because of this, and we know it starts this way because of this, based on the power and the coefficient. All right? So right now you guys should work on web work as best you can, and then tomorrow we can answer any questions that you might have.